Hi chickadees, welcome back to my channel. My name is Leana. Bunny's not here right now, it's just me. Bunny's not allowed in the kitchen for obvious reasons, besides the pooping and the peeing wherever she feels like she can. It's not super hygienic. So I keep her in her room right now. She's in her room. She's not gonna be with us today because we're in a very special place. If you haven't figured it out already, we are in the kitchen. Today is all about cooking and doing something with food stuff. Yay! Okay, so today I'm gonna be making one of my favorite things to make. One of the main reasons why it's my favorite is because it's pretty simple. It's pretty basic. There's not a lot of craziness going on with this recipe, okay? You can variate it to your own degree and it'll still come out pretty delicious. It's pretty healthy too. So those are the main reasons why I really like this. It's very flavorful. I'm so excited. Okay, I'm gonna tell you what it is. We're making salmon and broccoli. Salmon, whichever way you prefer to say it. I say salmon just because I like the way it sounds, but apparently it's salmon. That's neither here nor there. The fact remains is that I'm gonna be making it today and I'm pretty good at cooking. Most of my stuff is edible. I would say like 95% and up. You know, what's special about this recipe is that I'm special. And so that basically means I do things very differently. And this is my favorite knife, by the way. Top Chef. I love it. Not a sponsor, but I love it. I like to chop off the ends of the broccoli, but mostly I want to keep the base of the broccoli. And I'll keep this, I'll actually give this to Bunny, so I'll save it, put it over here and save it for Bunny. I want to keep, as you can see, the broccoli stalks, stems, I don't know if I'm saying that properly, but I want to keep these mostly intact. I'm not going to shred this broccoli. I want to have nice, solid chunks, like grabbable chunks like this when I'm roasting it or baking it, just because it usually it's juicy and it's gonna kind of render down a bit from the heat, and the moisture is gonna come out of it, and all of that's just gonna meld so beautifully with the salmon flavors, whatever. It's just, I love it. It's so good. And I like most of the stock. Like I'm not picky, you know, I like it. It's hearty and crunchy and it gives a kind of change in texture. So I'm gonna show you the dish first. So this dish is just a regular glass dish, baking dish. And as you can see, there's crap and oh my God, it's dirty. Ew. No, it's not dirty. It's clean. I intentionally put stuff at the bottom of it. Basically what I added to this was cumin. Not a sponsor. Black pepper crushed, and extra virgin olive oil, Himalayan salt. Okay, so those are basically what I added to the base of this pan, and it's also going to kind of take away from the seasonings that you add on top of it. I'm kind of mixing them a little so they're kind of blending in with the broccoli and getting nice and juicy. Put this to the side, finish chopping the rest of my broccoli. Bunny's gonna be so happy. She loves broccoli. I love broccoli too. That's why she's my daughter. She's my bunny baby. We both love broccoli. It's so good for you. Now, in my seasonings, you're not gonna see me use a lot of salt, and that's because I generally don't like too much salt. And I just try to avoid it for the most part, salty foods. So I'm not going to have a lot of salt. So whenever you see something and you're like, she didn't properly season that, that's exactly why, because I season with other means and it comes out just as delicious without adding so much salt to it. But if you're going to school for cooking or anything culinary in the culinary arts, they're gonna tell you to use salt. So just know, make sure you're seasoning thoroughly at, well, not at every stage of the process. It really just depends. Here's where the interesting part gets in. You're gonna take your olive oil And you're going to drizzle it over the broccoli. Heavily drizzle it. I mean, just get it kind of drenched. If there's a lot of it. If it's thick, she thick. They're all thick. Okay. Here's the thing, people. I also really enjoy spicy food. So you're gonna see me, I'm gonna take out the salt, but I'm gonna kick up that spice. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? About to see what I'm saying? It's so good though. But that's why most of my family members can't eat my food. Some of them can, but when I'm cooking for them, I've learned to not add this stuff. So what I'm doing now is I'm just seasoning with cumin. That was cumin after I did the olive oil, and now I'm adding some garlic powder. And usually I like to add fresh garlic, and I am gonna add fresh garlic on top of the salmon itself. But for the broccoli, it's just easier to use powder because it spreads more evenly versus when I chop up the garlic. Now this is a really delicious spice that I recommend everybody getting, because not a sponsor for anything that you see here. Favorite, it's so delicious. It's sweet Spanish paprika, and it's got this really earthy smokiness to it and spice. I wish you were here to smell it. Generally, I don't use a lot of paprika because I don't really like the taste of it, but this is the kind of paprika I can fly with. I can roll with this paprika. As you can see, the bottle is nearly empty. I'm just taking a little bit and sprinkling it over the broccoli. Now, what's gonna happen when you see me season the salmon, it's gonna be super simple with the seasonings. Generally, when I'm cooking salmon, I know how I'm saying it to like 3 different ways, because it literally it doesn't need a lot, you guys. Salmon, it cooks itself. The flavor, I can eat it raw just as it is. You know, it's so good. It doesn't need all of the BS. Now, this is where the spices come in. If you're not into spice, you might want to go cut it off right there. That's nice, you know, sugar, spice, everything nice. And but if you're like me, you're gonna add a bit of chili powder, kicking it up a notch. Look red, like why is your broccoli red? Don't worry, you'll find out. Don't worry, you're on a need to know basis and you don't need to know. Red pepper flakes. Crushed red pepper. And then to really kick it off with that spice, everything nice. And it's gonna add a really cool depth of flavor to the broccoli that I feel like some things just don't do, you know? How are you flavoring your broccoli? And usually, honestly, you don't even need to do this much to broccoli, but I'm kind of excited. And I'm doing this for you guys. I'm kicking it up a notch, taking a book out of Emerald's play, and doing it different. This is the secret recipe right here, the secret ingredient, chemical X, aka sesame chili oil. Now this sesame chili oil, y'all, is spicy. I love spicy foods. This will burn your butt if you're not used to spicy foods. So I don't recommend people using it if you are sensitive to spice. Huge, Lord. Now I'm not saving this for Bunny because I'm pretty sure onions aren't good for rabbits. Save the rest for another dish. Taking off that extra. Let's see. I just cut on the wood part of the board and I was trying not to do that. Everything was in my way. So this is the way I heard is best to chop. Oh, but it's still making me cry, you guys. Please go as smoothly as I'd like for it to. Now the size of the chop is really up to user discretion. Julian with this knife, but it's not really sharp enough, nor am I skilled enough. Oh God, okay guys, my nose is starting to run from the burn of this onion. I'm taking the more cube shaped chops of onion. I'm sprinkling that over the broccoli side. And this is just gonna punch that flavor into gear, baby. Look, I promise you, if you fix this for someone, they're gonna be like, what in the hell is this? And then once they eat it, they're gonna just be like, whoa, can you make that again? Please. Salmon is gonna cook really fast, and I realized that the cook temperatures for salmon and broccoli may be different. So, that being said, I might have made a grave error in putting them next to each other in the same dish, because I'm pretty sure this, we're gonna work this out. We're gonna work this out. I'm gonna start it at 325. I might drop it down to 275 if I need to, if I notice one is cooking a little bit faster than the other. I like my broccoli crispy. I like my salmon crispy to a certain extent, but mostly soft and juicy and not dry or overcooked. And so, you know what, I'm gonna save this lemon to last because it's gonna be easier. Okay, so let's get right into it. Make sure you wash your hands, clean your station off. This is garlic, and this one is sprouting, you guys. I might plant this actually and go ahead and save that for something. Go ahead and chop them babies up. I should be chopping properly, you guys, but this one feels so mushy. Okay, I'm gonna put this off to the side. Get off, okay. Hold up, wait a minute. What's in here? Oh my gosh, let's find out. You should already know by now. Oh, Himalayan salt. Now I know I said I'm not gonna do a lot of salt, so I really am literally just gonna do, like, put a little back. Just the teeniest smidgen over everything. Now we're doing the black pepper. Sorry, I'm not telling you what I'm doing. Your house is gonna smell like farts and salmon, and it's gonna be delicious. That's how you know it's really good though. If it's super funky, oh, that's really good. You like that dank smell? That dank smell means it's got some depth in its flavor profile, okay? So I'm gonna do a little bit of salt, pepper. I'm gonna do the fresh garlic. But we're here. You guys, look at this mess that we've made. Let's get in close. Wow! Looking kind of good though. I know you over here talking about, oh, what is that? But also, can I try it? So let's give a nice thank you to the food we're about to receive. Thank you, salmon, for swimming and being alive and giving up your life so that we can receive nourishment. Thank you, garlic, from growing from the earth. Thank you, onion, from growing from the earth. Thank you, broccoli, from growing from the earth. Thank you, all the herbs, all the pepper, the many kinds of pepper that I use, all of the elements. Thank you for the olives that went into the making of this dish. Thank you for every single aspect, the sesame seeds, every single aspect of this dish. Thank you so much for all the ingredients that we have in front of us. We are very truly blessed to receive this kind of gift. Now, once you said thank you, I cover in foil because it locks in the juices, keeps everything nice and moist and just runny with like yummy goodness. That's it. Yeah. Let's get it. Now that you've got your ingredients, let's pop it in the oven. Oh Lord, I'm sorry. Okay, it's very hot because it's been preheating. So make sure you use an oven mitt. There, center. All right, hi. So it's been about roughly 30 minutes. This, as I predicted, there's probably gonna be a cook time difference. So what happened is the salmon is basically done. The broccoli is still not where I like it to be, although it's definitely, it's like al dente right now. So we're gonna go ahead and try. I have my glass bowl here so you can see it. We're gonna try this. I think it's gonna be really good. Let's go ahead and try that. So this is the salmon and this is the broccoli, and I just took a little bit. I don't need a lot right now. Okay. Excuse me. All right. Getting the garlic, it's very strong. I might have put a little too much, you guys. Most of my stuff is edible. The garlic is a bit overpowering. Let's try the broccoli. Oh my god. Broccoli is good. Really good on the broccoli. I forgot how much I love broccoli. I haven't had it in so long. Now it's really al dente. It's got some bite, but it's not so very hard. It's a little soft. The crown parts are pretty soft. I'm gonna let that cook longer, but I'm probably gonna take the salmon out because it's pretty much done. But for the most part, I think it turned out okay. I think it turned out all right. I mean, the flavors are good. The broccoli is so good. Oh shit. Salmon, out of 10, probably a 4. It's really low, but it's true. Broccoli, gotta say solid 9 for the broccoli. Really good. I'm gonna let it sit back in the oven for a little bit. But that's gonna be all for now. I hope you enjoyed this little cooking friendly thing. Maybe we can do it again. I don't know. With some of my other weird concoctions and see how that goes. All right. Thank you. Bye, chickadees. Oh, I've got a lot of garlic in